Hey guys, what's up? Today we're working on the Chevrolet Silverado again, and we're actually welding together its long arm 4-link arms for the Cougar House FAB 4-link kit. We've been cutting out parts and getting pieces ready for them, so now we're actually fully ready to go ahead and start welding them up. We got the axle placed where it's going to go, front and back, so we'll get these welded together, and then from there we can move on to either coilover mounts or our steering box came from PSC. We can mount that on the frame and then be able to know, okay, kind of what our steering angle should be. But we still don't know because our high steer arm and our passenger side knuckle is still not back from Weaver FAB. That should be here tomorrow. Once we get that on, then we can figure out pan hard angle because then we'll have our steering angle established and we'll be able to figure out our pan hard angle. So we'll probably put these together, weld them all up, and then move on to coilover mounts. So, all right guys, without further ado, let's get started. Cue the music.
There was no
begins this episode working on the Chevrolet Silverado today, guys. We started out by making a couple of jack stand risers, so we could support the front of the frame of the Silverado, so we could get the lift arms out from under it, so we could center up the axle, the lift arms touching, like I showed you guys in the last episode. So we got the axle centered where it's supposed to be, and then James went ahead and he finished cutting out the few pieces he needed for his long arms to fully encapsulate them for the bracket side of the long arm that goes to the Super Duty axle. So we got that done, and we were able to get those fully welded up. 2 of them are cooling, that's why they're still on the ground. They're not on the truck, they're just too hot to stick on there. So we'll put those on in the morning before we move on to mounting up the steering box and playing with steering geometry and stuff like that. And then we also got our Weaver Fabrication knuckle and steering arm back, or high steer arm. We sent down the knuckle to the passenger side of my 4Runner for my Super Duty axle, and they machined the top of it and made it for their custom arm, and it's also keyed. It kind of keys on the back of the top bolt for the brake caliper. And so they got that fully done and ready, so now we're ready to go ahead and take that over to a machine shop and have them machine out the shank for the steering. And the driver's side one, will get those both machined at the same time, so they'll match for their heim joints. And then we'll drill our high steer arm itself. They send it to you undrilled, so that way you can put it exactly where you want it, which is actually kind of good in our situation. It helps us be able to line up our steering rod and our panhard a little bit better. So yeah, and then also our power steering box came back from PSC from Texas, so we're able to have that, so we can get that thrown back in tomorrow. And then we'll be able to put its pitman arm on there, and then be able to know its angle between this pitman arm and the high steer arm, and then we'll be able to calculate our steering angle, or not steering angle, but the angle of our panhard bar, which will finish up our truss and our axle side bridge. So we'll move on to those then, or that, and then also the coilover mounts in the next episode. Either or of them, we'll see where the episode takes us. But this is where we're leaving off today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for your constant support, as always. Thank you new people for liking and subscribing. It's cool to see you guys joining the channel. And if you guys like Cougar House Garage, you like what we do, check us out at cougarhousegarage.com. Check us out at Facebook/Cougar House Garage. And then we are Cougar House Garage on Instagram, guys. Follow along to all of the crazy projects there. And we'll see you tomorrow.